You would thrive without money. We all would. Just think about all the resources we waste in the name of money. It's like the furniture industry. It collapsed in America because of money. And so now we clear cut all of Washington state and we ship all that stuff across the ocean, all the wood, to China. And we shut down all the millworks in America and we ship all the molding machines and the equipment, woodworking equipment, over to China and teach them how to do it. And they make our furniture and then they ship it back over to us. And think about all that waste and all that fuel and all that energy expended whenever we could just be in our little town working on our little chairs and furniture and having a good time. Or food especially, you know, that's really how they have us bent over. You know, on average, an American wastes 24 pounds of food a month. Gets thrown away. Stores waste how much food? You know, how much food is just sitting on the shelves of stores and wasted and stagnant, or then having to be thrown away because it expires and they just throw it away. And a lot of stores just have, you can't even get stuff, you can't even, street people can't even get it out of the dumpster. You know, you have to, they put it in compactors, or they lock the dumpsters, or some pour bleach on the dumpster so nobody gets in there. You know, I've seen dumpsters full of day-old bread and cookies that would have been just perfectly fine. People would have been happy to eat them if you'd have given them away free at the front of the store or for a quarter. People would have been happy to eat them, but then you're not going to sell your cookies inside for $5 a case if you're giving away free cookies. Or if you're feeding the street people, then you're going to have more street people. Or then even with the food industry and the USDA, and you know, if they have too much of a surplus of things, then they'll burn crops just to prop up the price of the food. Or they'll like slaughter cattle. Or, you know, back when they were doing all the milk strikes and they capped the price of the milk, so then the farmers were having to strike because there was all these things getting in the way of the food. Because if there was no money involved, there's plenty of food, there was plenty of milk. They were pouring the milk out so that the prices could be inflated. Or they're burning the crops. Or if you didn't have to throw away the food that's in the store, you didn't ship the food that's here over to this other place because they're paying the money for it. And so then you ship this food from here over to this place, and you know, colonize countries and get their food and ship it to here, and then you can ship them the food from there. Or cars, you know, we have plenty of cars. We have plenty of cars that were old and could be worked on by just a shade tree mechanic, could fix these cars. And then the auto industry collapsed, and so then they did cash for clunkers and had you turn in your cars and destroyed them so that we could keep making cars now that are computerized and you can't even work on them. There was plenty of cars, there's plenty of furniture, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of money. If there wasn't, they could print more. They can literally print this money. Money grows out of trees that they were shipping to China for furniture, but they want you to believe that it's scarce. They want you to believe everything is scarce. Food is scarce, cars are scarce, furniture is scarce. That way you won't sit down. You'll get up and you'll go to work because jobs are scarce, so you better fight for your job and be happy to have it. Turns out you don't need it.